Good morning, good afternoon, guys. It's 2 in the afternoon, and I thought, well, on this workshop, I'd kind of do a day in a life. So let me show you what a day on a travel photography workshop here in the Lofoten Islands looks like. So since time's irrelevant, it's breakfast time, but we're just calling it meal 1. Because our meal schedule is so random, we went to the grocery store and just bought tons of random stuff. And so we're having like salmon, salami, crazy amounts of loaves of bread, juice, yogurt, cheese, and yeah, it's a pretty cool spot to hang out. This is our lodge, I guess you would call it maybe. There's 5 rooms, and check out this view.
I decided to base this group in the village of Stamsund. I mean, if you can't find inspiration sat with views like this, you might never find it. And our spot for the week was less than an hour from basically any location on the islands. It was the perfect base.
What time is it, James?
2 p.m. But time doesn't matter here anymore, is what I've noticed. We've got what, T-minus 6 hours to go until we go and get some dinner and go shooting. So I suppose she'll probably get the laptop and start editing.
Okay, it is 7 p.m., so naturally it's time for lunch. I'm just gonna close up our apartment here, and we're gonna cruise into town. One of the things about the Lofoten Islands that kind of drives me crazy is it's such a great place for like seafood, you'd think, or fish, but there's no great restaurants, so I think we're getting pizza. Open up! Let me in! Thanks, buddy. This is actually what happens on photo tours. We don't go to photo locations. We all just stand around with smartphones taking photos of things like this.
Guilty.
I have a rule on photography trips. If you see something cool, strange, or whatever that you want to photograph, just shout out and we'll stop if we can. So after stopping at the strange car stuffed with blow-up dolls, we cruised into Leknes to carb load on some pizza for the long night of photography ahead. It's 10 p.m. and we've arrived at a soccer field in Hemmingsvar, something like that. And the reason we're at the soccer field isn't because we're here to play some soccer/football. It's because it looks like there's the potential for a really cool drone shot from here. This soccer field is kind of like engraved within the landscape here. And then actually town looks pretty cool too. So I think I'm gonna fly the drone and then maybe we'll go hunt a photo. When I was a kid, our soccer field was right on this small slope. There was nothing worse than having to chase the ball if someone booted it down the hill. So I can't imagine what it was like here. Someone get the kayak! Lars kicked the ball into the ocean again. So the crazy thing about these midnight sun workshops is the sun doesn't go down. It kind of gets kind of close to the horizon, but the golden hour starts at 10:30 and goes until 3:30. So we're on these trips basically shooting photos for like 5 hours, which is crazy. And what's also crazy is how bad this cod smells right now. Our group wandered around town for nearly an hour hunting for photos, but the light wasn't really cooperating. Overcast, a drizzle, and midnight, not exactly the ideal situation for photography. After an evening chasing images in town, James started pulling his weight and found us a crazy good location. It's just gone midnight, and James is pulling his weight because he spotted this awesome cabin with these weeds. It looks like buttercup in front of it, and some really beautiful clouds on the peak. There's no light. The light went totally flat on us, but this is such a moody looking image. I think this is gonna work really well. So tripod's out. So James just had a pretty good idea here. He is doing what, we can't remember the photographer's name, but there's a wedding photographer or portrait photographer that does this. Uses a long prime lens.
It was our idea.
It was our idea. There's nobody else that came up with this first. It's James's idea. No. Anyway, this portrait photographer uses a longer lens than you'd normally do and then has the people posing and then shoots essentially like a giant, it's not a pano, but a multi-image image where they're just taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just a ton of images at a really, really shallow depth of field. And because it's telephotoed in, it just looks really, really soft all around and really dramatic, massive sized image. So I think James is doing it over there. I've stolen his idea that he came up with, not some other portrait photographer. And I'm doing it here with a 24-70 at f2.8. I've got manual everything, manual white balance, manual aperture, shutter speed, ISO, and focus. And the focus is on this old awesome cabin. And I'm just essentially taking a photo and moving and then going up and doing another photo and then moving up and then doing another row of photos. And hopefully this works cool and isn't just a massive waste of time. The process of making this photo is a bit tedious to say the least, but the idea of a really soft looking image of this cabin in the clouds really appealed to me. The result? A 35 image, 180 megapixel beast of an image that could be printed out and seen from space. Of course, I actually prefer the simple one-shot image taken at 24 millimeters. Complicated doesn't always mean better. It's just gone 1 in the morning, and on these trips you spend a lot of time with the participants. You spend a lot of time driving around location scouting, and you don't shoot as many photos as you normally would. In this case, I was just driving back and forth up the road so James could get a photo of the van.
And back and forward again.
And then back and forth again.
And again.
And then again.
Because I can't focus my camera properly.
But yeah, it's kind of like, I think you probably don't see what goes into it on the workshops. A lot of times you're modeling for participants or driving a car around for the participants to be in shots. So yeah, I get my camera out and I shoot quite a bit. But a lot of places like this, I just don't take pictures. So we have like 5 hours of photography. And if I was shooting by myself, I'd be shooting every single one of those hours. But instead, I kind of just shoot the best one and then help people out at all the other spots. So yeah, we're here. It's 1 in the morning and this is beautiful. We stopped to photograph a couple other spots on the evening, but as I share the end of this video, I need to plug the trips. I've got trips coming up with Joe Allen, Morton Hilmer, Thomas Heaton, and James, so if you want some info on these trips, check out the link in the description of the video. So essentially, we've been out for like 7 hours, which is like a full day. And it has only kind of felt like a couple hours. We've just been having such a good time, and it's such a good group. We're gonna be at it again tomorrow. I think James and me are maybe gonna do a photography challenge, but I don't know what we're gonna do. Maybe we'll pull a challenge from the toque. Maybe we'll just pick something else out. So that should be fun, and it'll be up the next time a video's up. And I guess I'll see you guys later. Peace.